It's time for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris at Slumberland Furniture. From Slumberland Furniture in Osage Beach, here are your hosts, William Holtz and Chris Schneider.
My favorite time of the season, the football season's officially here. On this week's Cup of Coffee, Chris and I will reveal our Week 1 NFL.
And who's the defending champion?
This guy right here,
but ain't gonna happen again.
No, I don't think so. Guess who's coming for the crown this year? That we're gonna talk with Kelly Miller, the CEO from Central Ozarks Medical Center. Man, they have just done so much the last couple years.
Exciting news from them.
And wait until you hear what's up next.
Yeah.
For them, we've got this week's hometown hero, also cute little rescue animal added to the Osage Beach Fire Protection District's search and rescue crew. We'll tell you about that, plus a big week in sports from Albert Pujols, Mizzou, NFL, and of course, what a crazy week of high school football. A couple of thrilling finishes for our local teams. That and a whole lot more on this week's Cup of Coffee after this.
Hey everyone, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. The holiday weekend's over, but we're still celebrating here at Slumberland. Come check out the big savings in every department. Mattresses, living room, dining room, we've got it all on sale for a great price. Come see us at Slumberland Furniture at the Lake, where we're bringing happy home.
All right, so really excited about this week's show. Before we get into it, make sure you come to Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. And when you do, tell them that Uncle Chris and Wild Will sent you. They'll take really good care of you. All right, so our first local story, you know, I'm a big dog guy. Chris.
Big dog guy.
And we got to say goodbye to our good friend.
I'll be surprised if we get through this segment without you crying.
Well, there's like 6 segments this week that are very likely to bring Wild Will to tears, which is not uncommon.
No.
Bit of a crier. But can I say that I'm not alone in that for people sitting at this table?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
We're both criers.
There's nothing wrong with sports crying, right?
Well, there's nothing wrong with crying in general. Jimmy Valvano, the greatest college basketball coach, in my opinion, to ever live, said you should do 3 things every day. You should spend a little time thinking. You should spend a little time laughing, and you should allow your emotions to move you to tears. If you do those 3 things every single day, I'll tell you this, you're going to have something special. That was the words of great Jimmy Valvano, and I've taken that a little too literally over my life because I cry at least once a day.
Yeah.
And this one is a great one, reported from Lake Expo. Osage Beach Fire Protection District is introducing their newest 4-legged addition to the volunteer search and rescue team, handler Rodney and his dog Susie, as you see right there. Now, Susie is a border collie who is in the beginning stages of her training. Currently, the Osage Beach SAR team includes German Shepherds, Labrador Retrievers, and Doberman. Now, search and rescue dogs are unique, Chris, in the fact that almost any breed can actually be trained for search. The Osage Beach Search and Rescue Team is the only team in the lake area that utilizes dogs in their efforts. The team meets every Tuesday at 6 p.m. at Fire Station 3 on Midway Drive in Lynn Creek. Now, for more information, or hey, maybe you and your dog could join the team, you can contact Ray Shadow at 573-286-5289. And we sent Megan Albers out to this week's training session to hang out, learn a little bit more. And so check out our follow-up story on next week's show, because we're going to show you a little bit about that training and talk a little bit more about the search and rescue crew. But it's just super cool because it's the only Osage Beach, the only search and rescue team that uses dogs. And I would think, man, any of the municipalities, the groups would want to use dogs. They're so helpful when it comes to smelling, searching, whatever it would be. But I love anything that includes dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and dogs are so, I mean, the military uses dogs to, find bombs and find different things. So, yeah, it's kind of surprising that they're the only local search and rescue that uses animals like that, but that's cool. German Shepherds, Labradors, Doberman, and now Australian Shepherds, so that's cool. Very
And
cool.
it's actually, they misreported, I reached out to him, it's a border collie. This one tugged in my heartstrings a little bit because I saw Australian Shepherd, which very close, same family, and Shepherds are border collies, but they're herding dogs. It's really funny, Stevie, our Australian Shepherd, at times when we're outside, she likes to run circles around us and Brindley. She's herding us.
Yeah, she's herding you. she's in control.
Always
right? Yeah.
in control. All right, so big week of high school football. We're going to tell you about this week's game. And when we come back, I'm going to be joined by the CEO of Central Ozarks Medical Center, Kelly Miller. She's going to tell us all about something pretty great they're working on, as if they haven't done enough the last couple of years in this community. We'll be right back after this.
It's hard to believe, but this makes 10 straight seasons of local high school football on Lake TV. Join us Friday night for the Week 3 showdown between the Tigers and Mustangs. Versailles hits the road to take on their rivals in Eldon. It all starts at 6:30 Friday with the Central Ozarks Medical Center pregame show. That starts at 6:30, kickoff set for 7. COMC High School Football, Friday night, Versailles at Eldon on Lake TV.
And we're back. You saw that promo for Hometown Heroes. Make sure you nominate who you think deserves to win a Hometown Hero and be recognized. And of course, that's brought to you by Central Ozarks Medical Center. And as we promised, now joining us, the CEO of Central Ozarks Medical Center, Kelly Miller. And Kelly, it seems like the last couple of years, all I do is see COMC all over the place. So before we talk about your growth in this new endeavor, talk a little bit about COMC as a whole for those out there who may not know. When they hear your health is our mission, what exactly does COMC do?
Well, it feels like the last 2 years we have done a little bit of everything. You're right. Yeah. We have grown. It's been crazy the last few years. Kind of kicked it off with COVID, unfortunately, but really got us out and about in the community. Got the community kind of talking about who we are and what resources we could provide, medical, dental, behavioral health, as everybody knows, but plus all the other stuff that we do, helping our patients and communities if they need help with housing, food, prescriptions, kind of all the other things that go into healthcare that really we don't always think about. And then new locations. I think everybody knows we just opened the 7,000 square feet in Laurie, expanding behavioral health in our schools, purchased a mobile medical unit, a mobile dental unit, just out and about in the community providing resources. We just did the medical care out at the shootout, which I heard was awesome. I didn't make it, unfortunately, but I think we helped about 12 attendees that needed some medical care right there. So just really immersing ourselves in the community.
And you guys have done such an amazing job. A lot of the partners we work with, Ozarks Amphitheater, for instance, we had talked about getting a video for COMC done during a concert. So we want to do that because they voluntarily help us with our rapid test at the concerts, you know. And so one of the things that you guys should be super proud of is when you think of healthcare, you think of somebody got sick, somebody has a cold, somebody, maybe we're having a baby. I know firsthand that, we use COMC proudly with that, but you touched on it. There's a lot more that goes into your healthcare. And with COVID, we saw such an increase in mental health issues
Absolutely.
And suicides and those kind of thoughts. And so COMC really prioritizes all kinds of health. Touch on that mental side of it just a little bit.
Absolutely. You are 100% right. I mean, just the anxiety. We didn't think about people who weren't leaving their houses.
Yeah.
They were being told to stay in, don't go to the doctor, don't go to the grocery store, and the anxiety that really instilled. And so we have really added to our behavioral health. We have LCSWs and licensed professional counselors in all of our locations, psychiatric nurse practitioners if you're needing something on the medication side. I think we have behavioral health in about 12 school districts,
wow.
About 15 school-based, and they not only take care of the kiddos that are struggling, but also staff members. It's still a hard transition. We feel like we're a couple years out, but there's still a lot of changes going on. And I think it just really brought to light a lot of different issues that maybe we weren't talking about in our communities. Yeah. So really focused on the behavioral health and mental health aspect and how that just really affects your whole total over health.
Yeah, and one of the things that people think of, Kelly, when they think of healthcare is, man, my insurance, or can I afford this? And one of the things that makes COMC so unique is you guys find healthcare for everybody, whether they have ability to pay or insurance. Talk about how you guys handle that side of the business.
Sure. I always say that we're just a normal health center. We're here for everybody, and the bonus for us is we get to take care of those who don't have that little magical insurance card in their pocket. Because it is important that everybody in the community realizes it's not just income-based. healthcare or dental care. We are here to serve everybody. But if you don't have access to healthcare or health insurance, or you have limited financial resources, you can sign up for the sliding fee scale. It's only based on your income and your household size. And also we have community health workers that will help you sign up for Medicaid if that's something you might qualify for, especially with Medicaid expansion now in Missouri, which has been a huge benefit. A lot more people are qualifying, especially a lot of our industry workers who before didn't have that opportunity. So you can come in on the slide, you can come in with your private insurance, your Medicaid, your Medicare, or we can help you find something.
And the cool thing is, you talked about having these community workers that are on staff, and what they really do is they walk these individuals through how you get signed up for it. They provide the correct worksheets, and they show you how you can get affordable quality healthcare through COMC, because that's an overwhelming process for a lot of people. And that all brings us to, as you guys continue to grow, continue to focus on overall health, not just the typical things. Really exciting news just started September 1st, but COMC is actually taken over. We're calling it now the Hub, which is a COMC community center, formerly known as the Beam. And this is such a cool thing for this community. So talk about the Hub and what exactly the vision is with that community center.
Sure, it is. It's super exciting, and it is a whole new adventure for COMC. And I would say as a health center in general, this is just a new venture. So probably what I say today will maybe look a little different in 6 to 9 months, but it is super exciting. I would just say, first off, we loved the name, The Beam. I understood why it was The Beam, but when we took over, we decided that we really wanted to be a hub for our community for resources. There will be healthcare access point down there, but really this is truly a community space where it is a sober space. We have to say that. So it is for our community members that are in recovery, or for community members who are looking for something to do but don't want to necessarily be drinking or doing other things. So it is a sober space. That's one of the most important parts. But it's truly a community center where we'll have a ton of different activities. We'll have meeting space. Our community health workers will be down there if somebody needs access to resources. Hence the name, the Hub, right? You kind of get it all in one. And our new logo will be coming out, and it kind of looks like 4 people joined hands, and just really identifying those resources. Yoga. We got Bikers for Christ that do church events on Sundays. We're just really going to continue the amazing program that was already started, but really looking to build with different community groups. And I think we've got a lot of fun activities. We're going to be open during Bike Fest. We're looking at Halloween for the kiddos. Just a lot of community partnerships. There's so many different ideas. My team is so excited. We're talking about mentoring and tutoring for kiddos, after school programs. Hopefully we're going to be working with parole and probation and drug court to try to get services for those who are really trying to work recovery. And one of the things we're most excited about is we will be offering limited acute services down there. So if you work at Tucker Shuckers and you wake up and you've got a sore throat, you can just hop into the Hub, get a telehealth appointment, and be seen before your shift.
Wow.
So it will be a clinical access point, primarily telehealth right now, but really trying to be that kind of one-stop shop to take care of those services.
And when you talk about, overall health and plugging our community into the right resources, things like maybe they're looking for a job, or maybe they're looking for sober activities. And I look at some of the events that have been going on there, the mental health support group, the Next Step to Recovery group, interactive studies on Sunday. And for a recovering alcoholic, somebody that can relate to, it's hard in the Lake community to find events and find environments where we can have a good time with other people that may have that same battle without the temptation of a drink in front of you. And so this is really full encompassing everything COMC is passionate about and wants to do for this community. And as we see some of these events, I'm sure there's going to be opportunities for people to get involved, people to maybe get on staff or bring their ideas to the table. And at this point in the game, how would you recommend those individuals get plugged in or reach out to you guys?
Sure. So starting today, the Hub is open from 9 to 5. So I have team members. I'll be down there. myself most of this week, but we do have staff that are going to be down there as we're working through this transition. So if somebody needs something, first off, don't feel like we're not open. If you or somebody you know needs a resource, we are there for you and we will get it. If you want to walk around, if you want to volunteer, just come down and talk to myself or Dawn Ellen or anybody that's down there. But truly a community center, that is what is successful. You're right. Like, it takes volunteers and it takes the community. We can set up all the programming, but, you know, I have a sister who struggled with addiction for about 15 years. And so I understand that component of it. And what they need is to be surrounded by people who've been in their shoes. You know, thinking about a fun thing, we're going to be doing karaoke down there. We're going to have some, you know, small bands. That's the other thing. It was really important to us that there was a spot on the strip for those who want to enjoy the nightlife or the party type atmosphere, but not feel like they have to be somewhere with that temptation. So not only are we going to be doing church and yoga and all that, but we want to bring in that fun aspect. So come out and sing karaoke one night. You know, it's going to kind of be all encompassing, I think.
That is so exciting, and we're so excited to see the growth of this. And as this thing gets really going, you could always check out everything on their Facebook page, as well as reach out to Central Ozarks Medical Center, where their health is your mission. CEO Kelly Miller, thank you so much for all you guys are doing and for joining us today. We look forward to watching this whole thing come to fruition.
Thanks. So we appreciate all the support always. It's going to be a good time.
We can't wait as well. We'll be right back with the rest of Cup of Coffee after this. Hey everyone, it's Wild Will.
And I'm Uncle Chris from Slumberland Furniture.
Hey, hopefully you've seen our new Hometown Heroes segment presented by Central Ozarks Medical Center.
You know, we highlight a new hometown hero on Cup of Coffee every week.
You know, people that make a difference right here at Lake of the Ozarks.
Maybe you know someone who is selfless, serves others, and deserves to be recognized.
If so, we invite you to nominate them to be our next Hometown Hero.
So all you got to do is go to our website, click on Contact, and select Nominate a Hometown Hero, and send in why this person deserves to be recognized.
Do that, and maybe your nomination will be our very next Hometown Heroes right here on Lake TV.
Yeah, for Lake TV, I'm Uncle Chris.
And I'm Wild Will. We look forward to seeing those nominations. All right, so we're back, man. Just a big shout out to Kelly Miller and Central Ozarks Medical Center, not just for all they're doing in the community, but Central Ozarks Medical Center is such a huge partner of ours at Lake TV, believing in all we're doing and allowing us to grow and reach more people. Love their vision and just really thankful for them and all they're doing, because, you know, they really are the ones that are becoming the healthcare leaders at Lake of the Ozarks and in this region.
Oh, they're just so big and they're so important. They do so much good work. And actually for us, they're kind of a great thing, because they're the very first meeting that we went on together at Lake TV, and they've just turned out to be huge for us.
Huge partners,
Love Kelly.
Big believers in us and all we're doing. And like I said, they're allowing us to do what we're doing at a bigger level. So, and make sure that you guys check out that community center, the hub, because you look at Lake of the Ozarks, Chris, and you know, we talked with Kelly about the mental health crisis and some of the increased risk that individuals in their health have faced over the last couple of years. Seems like every time, you know, something new or something increases, COMC is there with an answer or a solution to try to help our community. So big shout out. Now, as we move on, we want to look back at a couple of killer events over the weekend that Lake TV was at. First, Bear Bottom on Saturday, Chris, had their first annual Flinkin Fest, and I'm telling you what, it was huge. It's going to rival Aquapalooza in the years to come. It was a massive audience. We got to talk with Matt Sutcliffe, and he said it was a roaring success. He thanked everybody involved, especially his staff, who he said just worked incredibly hard. But the amount of boats that went into that cove and the amount of people that were there for this was massive. They had great live music. It was just huge. And the biggest part was the massive fireworks display at 9:45. From where we live, you can actually hear the Bear Bottoms fireworks. And so every Saturday night, it's always a massive show at 9:45. This Saturday night was out of control. It seemed like from 9:45 to like midnight, it was just blowing up. It was huge. And so make sure you guys get ready for that first weekend in September, because I believe it's going to be at Bear Bottoms next year. Nothing's official, but we're already talking on promoting next year's event. And so all of the lowdown will be right here on Lake TV. We'll keep you posted. But you saw that there was the barge set up on the water, where they had the big bands and the music and entertainment. And then you float, you drink, you hang out. It just makes for a really fun day in the sun, and really kind of winds down this season, like the last big event taking place on Labor Day weekend, before you kind of wind down for the season.
Yeah. What does Flinkin mean?
So those saddles that you sit in the water with, they almost look like a horse saddle. So many people have copied them, but the original was called a Flinkin.
Okay.
And so you just hopped on in the water. And so Flinkin decided they wanted to go on tour and start this big event to celebrate their flotation devices, have a great time in the sun. You get a cold drink, you get beautiful people, and some live music. And so they call it Flinkin Fest. And it's going to be a traveling circuit from what I understand. Almost like I said, Aquapalooza may even become bigger than Aquapalooza over the next couple of years. But the cool thing is it gives us another event, not in the heart of the season, towards the fall to look forward to and kind of celebrate the big season that was.
That's cool, very cool. And everything Matt Sutcliffe does is greatness, man.
That's true.
That
he doesn't
dude is
do
great.
anything half-hearted. So the other event I wanted to tell you about was the Wiener Nationals, which was at the Randolph County Raceway in Moberly. Reed Millard, of course, Millard Family Chapels, the exclusive funeral home and chapel of Lake TV. Big fundraiser for first responders in the area. Man, Lake TV was there. We were one of the sponsors for the event. We shot video and all kinds of stuff, as you see on your screen right now. They had some awesome entertainment. They had a hot dog eating contest.
Wow.
It was a pill draw where someone won $10,000. You see your winner there. They had a Michael Jackson impersonator. They had all kinds of stuff. It was Murphy's Ford played, and I got to meet Luther Burden there. He was there at the event as well.
From
Mizzou's number one recruit who started his season or his college career, 2 touchdowns Thursday night, which we'll tell you about in a second. So both of those events were huge. You can check out exclusive and official recap of both of those in the days to come on Lake TV. All right, so real quick, we got to tell you our Central Ozarks Medical Center hometown heroes this week. Pretty fitting. We both like this guy just a little bit.
Yep.
But what I think is this guy's probably impacted the lives of more young men than maybe anyone in the history of the Lake of the Ozarks. But this week's hometown heroes, presented by Central Ozarks Medical Center, Camdenton head coach Jeff Shore. And Chris, when you look at Jeff Shore, the accolades are a mile long, that list, as far as a player, state championships, as an assistant coach, state and district championships, and now as a head coach, district and conference championships, state quarterfinal appearances, all state and all conference players. But I think it is worth noting that that's not even the most impressive thing about Jeff Shore are his wins and losses. I had some help, because I needed to come up with the words to properly represent who Jeff Shore is. And so we were able to come up with the following. No nicer man will you likely ever meet. Whether he's bringing a kid biscuits and gravy every morning to encourage them to show up, to get their grades as a way to show them that someone actually cares enough to remember him each morning, or the guy who brings a Dr. Pepper during class because that player went the extra mile, Jeff Shore has proven for decades to be a favorite of the kids that have grown up in the Camdenton School District. Couple of comments from previous players. He's like my dad. He came to my college graduation. He sends birthday cards. Just a couple of the comments, the impact this guy makes. Now, through the years, Coach Shore has purchased shoes for kids who didn't have good tennis shoes for PE. He once bought a replacement set of earbuds for one of his kids who had his stolen, and Coach Shore knew the kid had worked that summer to save up for these real fancy earbuds. They got stolen out of the locker room. The only thing Coach Shore knew to do was to replace those out of his own pocket. Another situation, he had a player whose battery was always dying in his vehicle. And he did this without anyone knowing. He's going to be mad that I have information about this. Coach Shore went out and bought a brand new battery and left it in the seat of that player's vehicle. That way no one would know and it wouldn't get acknowledged. Now, his goal has been to lead young men by example, to become good people as a result of his leadership in the small things as well as the big. I love this, Chris. At the end of every season, his farewell speech always includes his recipe for a happy life. And those 3 things that are the most important to him that he tells every one of his players are God, a good wife, and a happy family. He says hard work and dedication to the small things in life are what matter the absolute most. And at the end of the huddle, and I've heard this lots of times, every Friday night, his reminder to his team is to be grateful for this opportunity to play tonight. He shouts out the question, who has it better than us? And his team responds with a resounding, no one. One other story, there was an individual on his team who had a disability, and Jeff encouraged him to come out to the team and wanted him to practice so he had a sense of purpose with that year's team. At the end of the season, Jeff realized that this young man had actually inspired him more than anyone did for this young man, and so he gave him a trophy to thank him for the inspiration he offered him. And the list goes on and on about how incredible this guy is. Not just wins and losses, way further than that. And boy, I know you know the guy really well. We've got a chance to work with them, and all of this is just a small sample size, but it doesn't get as great of a mentor and leader and high school football coach than we have with Jeff Shore.
Absolutely, and the dynasty's coming to an end because I believe Coach Shore is going to retire after this year, and that's going to leave a big hole, big shoes to fill, but we love Jeff, we love Stacy, the whole Shore family, Bob Shore, it just great people. So.
No doubt about it. And that's why Jeff Shore is this week's hometown hero, presented by Central Ozarks Medical Center. What a guy Jeff Shore is, and man, very, very deserving, wouldn't you say?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so real quick, got to talk about Mizzou gets the win on Thursday night against Louisiana Tech. Little sloppy, but Luther Burden, 2 touchdowns. That was big. You could check out all of the high school football recap on this week's Coaches Show with Uncle Chris, Coach Shore, Coach Jolly. Man, a couple of wild finishes.
Oh, yeah, did you see Eldon's finish? They went on the last play of the game, a Hail Mary that was tipped into another player's arms, runs into the end zone. They win the game. So Eldon is 2-0, and they host Versailles Friday night. That will be the Lake TV game of the week. The COMC pregame show at 6:30, kickoff 7 o'clock Friday night. Football's here, baby.
Camdenton roared back for a win. They start 2-0.
Miracle comeback, yeah.
Eldon's 2-0.
Yep.
Pretty good week for local schools. And typically we'd share with you our weekly picks. Now we're running short on time, and so we're not going to be able to announce those, but Chris and I are going to make sure we spend a couple minutes after the show seeing who has different picks. And of course, next week we'll announce how the week 1 shook out, other things going on Lake TV. You mentioned the Bob and Jeff Shore Part 5 on the Community Spotlight Show. Also, our doc series presented by Quick Car Dock Cleaning. Our final episode 8, debuts this Sunday night at 7:17. You don't want to miss that. That's been a great show.
Yeah.
And we're excited about potentially a season 2 for that.
And if you have missed this doc series, the coolest docs at the lake, hosted by you, we're going to repeat it. So after the final week, this coming week, we're going to start off with week 1 again and show you those just in case you missed them.
Want to know why that series was so brilliant?
Because you hosted it.
No, because Andrew Evans, our DOP, his vision, his assistance, really, he serves as co-director on that. He doesn't get enough credit. He's not just a camera guy and the editor. I mean, he really helps with the creative process. Yeah. And we spent a lot of time together planning that and in post-production, and he knocked that out of the park. And, of course, Daniel Carnahan, our drone guy, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Lots going on here at Slumberland at the lake. Lots going on Lake TV. Plug into our Facebook page to find out all about it. Good luck to the KC Chiefs this weekend. They're going to be at Arizona.
Game number 1.
And Mizzou travels to K-State for a tough test. We'll tell you about all of that. For Jill Ray and the entire crew here at Slumberland at the Lake, I'm Wild Will. This is Uncle Chris, and we'll see you guys next week. Wait, we got a
We're
few
still
minutes.
here?
We got a few minutes.
Hey, how are you doing?
We call it the Speed Lightning NFL Picks. Week 1,
Okay.
Bills at Rams.
I've got Bills.
As I got Bills. Ravens and Jets.
I've got Ravens.
I got the Ravens. How about Browns and Panthers?
I've got Carolina.
So do I.
Okay.
How about the Colts and the Texans?
I've got the Colts, and that's my money pick this week.
Get out of here. I
Yep.
got the Colts. That's my money pick
Genius
this week.
minds are thinking alike.
Unky Chris wants to be just like Wild
That's
Will.
right,
When
yeah.
he grows up, I got the Jaguars over the Commanders.
Ooh, I got Washington. Wow.
All right, there's a different
Yep.
pick right there. I got the Dolphins over the Patriots.
I've got Miami.
Very good. I got the Falcons over the Saints.
I've got the Saints to win that game.
Okay, so another different. different. Wow. Eagles over the Lions.
Eagles.
How about the Steelers and the Bengals?
Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year. I got the Bengals.
I got the Bengals. I got the Bears over the 49ers.
I've got the Niners.
Ooh, another.
Wow.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Fields and Lance head-to-head. Vikings over the Packers.
Let's go Green Bay on that one.
I got the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, MVP.
That's
dark
4.
horse. Chiefs over the Cardinals.
Chiefs.
Me too, baby.
Okay. Hey, that's going to be a tough game, though, man.
Chargers over the Raiders.
Chargers.
Very good. Titans over the Giants.
Titans.
I got the Buccaneers over the Cowboys.
How can you go against Tom Brady, right?
You cannot go against
Tampa.
Thomness the GOAT.
Yep.
And then the Broncos over the Seahawks.
I think the Broncos are going to be tough to beat this year.
I got the Broncos as well. That's going to round out our Week 1 picks. Good luck this weekend to all of you guys in your fantasy football and picks.